숨이 있다면 난 뭐든지 다해난 너에게만 all 거짓말이 아니야 지금부터 나는 너에게 나의 모든 것만 다 걸어 내 시간도 돈 다 걸어 나는 너에게만 걸어 지금부터 나는 너에게 내 전부를 다 걸어.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Chi here, and I actually really have to head out the door in like 5 seconds, but I wanted to film this intro and basically show you guys this new DIY. It's Monsta X inspired. Of course, you guys know I love Monsta X, so I really thought of this DIY because I know sometimes, you know, you really want to support your favorite K-pop band, but maybe your room just doesn't look good with posters in it, or you just don't like the whole aesthetic of posters. So here's a really kind of cute way to show off that you are a Monsta X fan without completely showing off that you're a Monsta X fan, especially for you closet K-poppers out there. I know you're still here. I was one. I understand. You will get over it. But yeah, so basically that's really the main point of why I made this DIY. One of the main things that I definitely will probably say during the DIY too is that it's really about how you want to customize it. It doesn't have to be exactly how I made it. You can make it different or not make it different. Do whatever you feel is right, okay? It's all about having fun. And so I hope you guys enjoy this DIY, and I'm gonna hurry up and go. So let's get started. Not have a great summer. Okay, so here are the things you'll need. I'm using 3 mini easels. You can also substitute this for poster board or just any form of thick paper you have lying around the house. The important part is just to make sure it's thick enough to hold your flowers. Also, you don't have to make just 3. You can do all 7 if your heart really wants to. There was also a little bit of paint from something else I did on one of the easels, but it's totally fine because it'll be covered up by flowers anyway. Next, you'll need printouts of the Monsta X logo. They posted these X's on their Twitter a while ago, but since it was pretty hard for me to find them all separately, I posted all the X's on my blog. The link is below. It doesn't matter what X you use either. Use your bias's X. The only problem is finding which X belongs to who. Next, you'll need paint of any color and a paintbrush, a glue stick, fake flowers. I thought this would be a cute touch, especially since Monsta X loves to eat flowers this recent comeback. I used 2 types so the X I had in the middle could be more of an accent. But again, use as many types as you think you would like. A hot glue gun or tacky glue or even super glue. Just a more heavy duty glue that'll help your flowers stay sticking. Scissors. And lastly, a Sharpie marker. I know this is a pen, but you'll see later that I ended up using a way thicker marker. I personally think using a thick marker helps cover up and prevent mistakes way more easily. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is grab all your X printouts and cut them out. When you print the X out, you honestly don't have to use the whole paper. You can just use half of it and use those scrap papers for something else. I always use mine for flashcards for school. Another thing I want to point out is since all the X's have a black background, it might take a little more ink. Don't feel down if the colors come out streaky like mine did, because it's pretty fine since we're cutting out most of the black space anyway. Also, I know some of the X's look like they could be difficult to cut out, but they're really not at all. The major key is to remember you're only cutting the outside outline of the X, like this. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So next, grab your poster board and one of your X's and glue it in the middle. Once you've glued it, grab your marker and begin to outline it. This really will make your X pop and not look like you just glued it onto a piece of paper, even though you did. I made sure my outline was a little thicker so it looks bigger, and also just again so you couldn't tell it was a piece of paper I printed out. If anyone asks, you're an art prodigy and you drew it on there without any help. I won't tell. Next, grab another board and repeat your process. Make sure you size up where you put your first X so nothing looks too crooked. So once you've done that, grab your last poster board, but don't glue the X on just yet. I wanted the poster board in the middle to have different accents than the last two for extra flavor. So first I grabbed this pale pink paint, ooh, tongue twister, and smudged it all over the board in a slanted motion. Literally, it doesn't matter how you choose to do this at all. You can use multiple colors, you can put it in all your X's, or you can totally just omit this step. Do what feels right. So once I've done that, I set the poster board away to dry. Don't put the X right on because the color might seep through the X and mess it up. So while you're waiting for that board to dry, this is a good time to heat up your glue gun and start gluing on the flowers. I chose the bend the flower stems slightly and put them on the corners of the poster. Also, I want you guys to take notice of how I'm just using my bare hands to stick the flowers on and learn from this mistake. Do not do this. The flower stems were small and stubborn, so you really have to hold them down to get them to stick, and I screamed so many times because I was touching the glue while it was still burning hot. Anyway, glue as many flowers as you want onto the poster. I initially was going to stop at 2 stems for each corner, but I felt things still looked a little barren, so I added a 3rd stem. Repeat with your other poster. By now, the board that you painted on should be dry, so grab that and glue and outline your X on it like we have done to the other 2. Next, grab more flower stems and glue them to the bottom. I chose to put the blue flowers at the bottom in an X formation, of course to symbolize Monsta X, and also because this blue flower looks a lot like the one they used in the music video. This will also cover up the spot that I had on my poster board from before. These poster boards look cute and professional and look ready to be hung up in your room. I hope you guys like this. Remember to like and subscribe and support Monsta X. And I'll just check y'all out later.
너와 나 사이